All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Tonight we're going to be looking at some levels to trade. These are support and resistance levels using the margin pressure levels indicator. And these are going to be key levels that we're looking to trade this week and even this weekend if we start to get a move. Now, I kind of talked about my base case for the market and a potential pullback here, followed by hopefully some continuation to the upside in a bear market rally. But this evening, we're going to be looking specifically to identify our key support and resistance levels. And it may not be too long of a video here. I just want to knock out levels that I'm looking at as support and resistance for various cryptocurrencies that you can see here on the right hand side. So 23,218 is our resistance level, and for Bitcoin, that's where you can no longer long Bitcoin on 3x long leverage and hide your liquidation point below this last swing low. That's an important level. So on a pullback, we'd be looking for 20,638. We're going to be going through these levels one at a time here. 19,348 for our next support level down. And then we've got our 21-week simple moving average coming in underneath as support. As far as resistance levels go, obviously 30K is going to be a big one, but we've got some resistance coming in structurally before then. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there for Bitcoin. Now on Ethereum, I'm going to take off the easy bands here so this becomes a little bit more clear, but same deal, very similar chart. We've got our 21-week simple moving average coming in around this support zone, which is around, and our kind of our resistance here, if I can get this on the correct wick here, our most recent swing low, that's going to be 1612 for Ethereum. And we talked actually the other night about taking, actually it was last night, about taking a short here, which has played out a little bit. We're getting resistance at 1612.5 all the way down to 1591. But if we get a pullback here, and I do think it's fairly likely, now that we've butted up into this resistance, we've printed some bearish divergence, we may just get a little gut check down to the bottom. But I talked about that at length in yesterday evening's live stream. So we just want to focus on the levels here, 1343 or so. And this is really a range. 1340 to 1350 is going to be very strong support. So I'd actually be pretty confident and comfortable buying 1340 for ETH. And then on the top side, we will go ahead and put in 2150. I do think that's going to be a key resistance level for Ethereum. Moving on to Solana. Solana, if we use this swing low, which I've found to be a little bit more interesting and accurate in terms of playing out than using this kind of weird capitulation wick down to $8. Although I do still think that this is relevant. If we just isolate for this 1094 level, we do get 2188, and we've seen that kind of act as support. So 21.88 followed by 16.41, and this is going to be a range between 16 and 16.000 to 1641. And I say that's a range because if we do use this capitulation wick down to $8 exactly, that'll give us that kind of zone of around $16, projecting our 2x long level. So keep that in mind. Structurally, I mean, resistance, this is a pretty obvious one where we just kind of had that double top there at 39. So I'll go ahead and put that in there as a resistance level, 39.00. But we're sitting at $24. So again, we can kind of cross that bridge once we get there. I think that could be a good level to short Solana at if we make it up there. Moving on to Avalanche, already getting resistance at 21.22. I think that's a fine level to take profits on your longs at. I also think it's a fine level to short and look for a little bit of a pullback back down. Now, if we break through this, make support on top of it, we can certainly get some continuation here, and we'd be looking to probably around $30. But again, we know that we're printing bearish divergence on a lot of stuff here, and I'm not into the business of taking longs into bearish signals, even though we know these trends can get fairly overextended when the market gets excited. But I don't want to get too excited, and I'd rather take the higher percentage positions here. 1581 is an interesting level, as is 14.05. And of course, you got 1318 down there as well. But again, we can just kind of wait that out and see if we end up testing that Phantom overextended. We talked about this being a little bit overextended yesterday evening. But we are finding some support at around 43.82, our 3x long level. Very interesting. Our next projection upwards would be at about 58 cents, though we don't have much. Actually, yeah, we do. We do have some structural resistance here in the past. So I'll go ahead and put in 58. 0.5842 for Phantom as a potential stretch target if we continue this climb. But note, if we throw back on our easy bands, we are getting some resistance here at the red easy band level. So I would personally not be surprised at all if we get some sort of a pullback here, some sort of a mean reversion after a large run up. And that mean reversion could come in. Our 21-week simple moving average is moving upwards, so that support could come in at 28.5 or potentially 38.04. So let's go ahead and put in 0.3804 and 0.2853 as support levels. All right, moving right along to BNB. We'll throw on our long margin pressure levels. BNB's kind of not really taken off. After our FUD here, yes, we are up 39%, but a lot of other cryptocurrencies have been outperforming BNB. 328.30 is kind of the top of our range here, and that's where I'd be looking to take a short or close long positions. Now, me personally, I'm going to be looking predominantly at these Ethereum levels. That's what I like to trade. But I know that a lot of people like to trade other stuff, and I do occasionally too if it looks really obvious. I actually will be looking to take a position in, I'll go ahead and put in 291.80, 291.80 for BNB. I will be looking to take a short position in Aptos if this madness continues to a higher degree or to another level. So if we kind of just move our long margin pressure levels up here along our support and resistance, 23.51 is going to be that short level. We are building some support on top of this 1763 level. We could certainly lose this level, get a short trigger, and move further down below. But this is very, very overextended, very overvalued. Has no business at these levels. And we've seen this low float deal, play out many times before. So I do fully expect Aptos to crash pretty hard. And I'd love to be somebody who is shorting it from the highs. All right, let's go over to Optimism, which has a ton of token unlocks and potentially overextended, actually very overextended here. If we take off our long levels for a moment and we just look at our red easy bands, this is another low float coin, tons of inflation coming in. While I do like Optimism and I like optimistic rollups and I'm a fan of the project, the actual tokenomics are quite ugly. For that reason, I'd be more inclined to look for a short position here. So let's just actually bring in our short levels for a moment here. From assuming that the high is in, we may have to adjust this. We do get some confluent levels here. But these would be more levels that we're looking to short to rather than from. So let's actually get rid of those short levels. 314 would be a level we'd look to target as for a short, and 236 is already kind of coming in as a resistance level that we could be shorting. So I'm going to put in those two levels, 2.3361 and 3.148. Those are the two levels there. Gala Games, I also think is probably pretty overextended and would be looking to short Gala as well. Another low float, high inflation token. Putting in, pretty strong bearish divergence here on the daily. So price making higher highs, RSI making lower highs. This looks like it needs to collapse a little bit. So don't be surprised if and when it does. Now, that being said, this is going to be a little bit tougher to find a position in. Let's see. We got to use this impulse move for our margin pressure levels. And that's what essentially we've come in and made support on top of, right? So we've got to go up to our next level here. And again, making support on top of 0.054. So our key resistance level would be, perfect. Perfect. Lines up very structurally. So I would be looking to short at 0.07218 if we get another pump and put in bearish divergence on the daily or maybe even the weekly. ApeCoin coming into a close here. We've got two left. I want to do ApeCoin and I do want to do Matic. Matic's very straightforward. The level's like $1.04, $1.05. That would be looking to bid. ApeCoin, let's take it from our swing low, which we've already held resistance at initially off of this projection. Turned it into support, flipped it into support. So let's move this up a notch to the following swing low. Make sure that's on correctly. And again, looking to get a little bit of resistance here at around 650. So I don't hate taking a short there, 650, 651 or so. And if we take it up to our most recent kind of swing low right here, that's going to give us a pretty decent zone at around 895, which was prior resistance over here. So I will throw in 895 as a potential short level. I'd be careful getting long on ApeCoin right here with, I know they've got the video game coming out, the other side and Dookie Dash or whatever. And that may cause some demand and probably has caused some demand to come in. If you want to get long, maybe 523, maybe 392. I'm not going to put those levels in. Just note that there is quite a bit of inflation here, a lot of token unlock. So be careful longing those type of coins. Now, Matic is very straightforward. Let's move this down to our range low. That's going to give very clear prior resistance and potentially future support at 103.5. So 1.035 is going to be our support level if we get a pullback, right? And 138 is looking like some resistance. So I will go ahead and put in 1.38. I do know there are some additional resistance levels along the way, but that's the main entry point that we want to look at, 103.5. Guys, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, that's not even a live stream. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. If you want access to these margin pressure levels, easy bands, and other trading view or indicators within the trading view dashboard, go sign up for the Research Hub subscription at Sistine.ai, link in the description below. You also get access to the Research Hub. We're currently working on an airdrop dashboard or airdrop guide down there. We've got Principles, which is an educational resources. We've got Plays, which are some shorter term alpha snippets and one pager analysis snippets that point you in the right direction towards looking for opportunities, shorter term opportunities usually in the market that may present themselves. And then we've got research reports, which are deeper dives. So this is a great resource, and it also gives you access to the trading view indicators, which are proprietary to Sistine.ai. So thanks for tuning in. Oh, last thing, check out the Bybit link in the description below if you want to trade on leverage. It's my preferred exchange. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Peace.